Welcome to The Last Track, where we help people showcase the last track of their life story in their final wishes. I am your host, Brian Norris, the co-owner of Bateman Funeral Home in Newport, Oregon. Just like a song can bring you back to a day, a time, and a memory, so too can a well-planned service. We received a question about, are all funeral directors embalmers? I mean, most of the people out in the public really have kind of no idea what goes on in the funeral industry, so let's talk about that real quick. Merriam Dictionary says that a funeral director's job is to meet with and arrange funerals for families. Simple as that. The other definition is an embalmer, and this is from the Cambridge industry, and it says a person whose job is to use chemicals to prevent dead bodies from decaying. And that's pretty simple. I mean, that's really what it is. And so there are actually two separate titles, two separate licenses, and in order to become a funeral director in the state of Oregon, you need to have a 2-year associate's degree and then pass an exam in the state of Oregon to be able to meet with families. And there is an apprenticeship, and it can last a minimum of 1 year and a maximum of 4 years. So if you don't pass the exam within 4 years, you can't be a licensed funeral director in the state of Oregon. And that part of that reason is just to make sure that you're moving forward and you're getting the education you're supposed to have, and also not make it to where it can be a 20-year apprenticeship type of a thing. Now, to be an embalmer in the state of Oregon, you need to graduate from a school that teaches embalming. And here in the state of Oregon, we actually have a school. We're pretty fortunate. And that's at Mount Hood Community College. And that's a 2-year degree. And you must attend that school. You must pass their exams. And then you still have to pass an exam in the state of Oregon to be able to practice embalming. And you have to do an apprenticeship as well. And that is a minimum of a 1-year apprenticeship with a minimum number of bodies that you need to embalm, and I believe the number is now 35 in the state of Oregon, and you have to pass that exam. And you need to serve, both people need to serve under a licensed funeral director that that meets the requirements. So there's a number of different things. You have to have so many hours that you work, you have to have so many cases that you have, both embalming and meeting with families, and you must pass exams. So that's kind of how it is. Some people, like larger companies, especially corporate companies, a lot of the corporate companies hire strictly funeral directors to meet with families because there's just so much business going on that they can't do both the body work and meet with families. And so a lot of the larger companies hire funeral directors, and then they get licensed in Oregon to perform and meet with families. Smaller companies like ours, we hire both. We have some funeral directors that meet with families only, and then we hire what they're called combination licenses. And that way you can work with families as well as do and prepare bodies. So those are combo licensed people. There are, in some larger companies, people that are strictly embalmers, like SCI Company. They work with people, and they do the embalming, and they do the preparations, and they do the repairs and all that kind of stuff. And that's all they do is work there because there's enough volume to have people just strictly work as an embalmer. Then there are some people that are contract embalmers that's all they do is they go around the state of Oregon or other places if they're multi-licensed, and they just strictly do embalmings, contract embalmings, because sometimes some of the smaller funeral homes, maybe the embalmer gets sick, maybe the person that does body work dies, or they go to a different company. And so prior to having somebody else hired, they need to use contract embalmers, and they go from place to place. So hopefully I haven't gotten everybody too confused. If you're interested in pursuing this type of business, definitely look into what your state requirements are. Take a look, because some places have a 4-year degree that's required. And I think even Colorado still doesn't even have an education requirement. But most states have a requirement. Look into it and then find out which school that you can attend. There are a couple online schools now that you can attend called Texas Commonwealth University, offers an online degree. And then you go to the school and you do your practical, you spend like 3 months there doing the practical work of hands-on doing the embalming, and you can graduate and be able to be qualified to be duly licensed to do embalming and to meet with families. Well, we have reached that time in our podcast where we take a time and we take a moment and we remember all the families that are experiencing a loss, and we light a virtual candle because we're green in their memory. Let's take a moment. This has been The Last Track. I'm Brian Norris. You can find out more about Bateman Funeral Home at our website at batemanpacificview.com. You can visit us on our website, and you can also leave us messages there, or you can visit us on Facebook. If you have any feedback or any questions about today's episode, you're welcome to call us at 541-265-2751, or you can send us an email at info@batemanpacificview.com. We would love to hear from you. Make sure to listen to our other 2 podcasts in this trilogy. Thank you for listening.